guys. So yeah, a little bit about Colombia. I'm not in Colombia anymore. I'm in Ecuador. Yeah, and so Colombia. I spent there almost. Well, actually, I did spend there a month. I think. Yeah. I spent there 1 month, and to be honest, I expected something completely different, and yeah, it actually was much better than I expected. It was awesome. Colombia might be one of my favorite countries I've been so far, to be honest. Yeah, so I started with Bogota, then I went to Medellin, then Guatape, then Cartagena, then Popayan, Ipiales, and Ipiales is basically border with Ecuador. So yeah, so that was my route. Like Colombia is. Many people are scared maybe to go to Colombia because there's these stereotypes, you know, like drugs, cartels, and it's not safe. I don't know, like from my experience, I completely disagree. I felt really safe in Colombia. During all this month, I haven't had any issues whatsoever, and I definitely would like to come back and explore it even more, as I didn't see much. Colombia is a huge country, really massive, so yeah. Easily could spend there 3 months and still wouldn't see everything of what it has to offer, you know. Bogota itself, many people don't like Bogota. For me, I fell in love with Bogota in the first 5 minutes. Pretty awesome, like street art, graffitis everywhere. Whole city is pretty cool. Then you can go up the hill, you know, see all Bogota. Bogota is massive. It's so insanely huge. It's like, I think it's like twice the size of New York. It's insane. It's how big it is, and yeah. Then went to Medellin. Medellin I didn't like so much, to be honest. Many people are surprised, you know, but I don't know, I just didn't feel connection. Cartagena was alright, like pretty cool. Like you see, like Medellin and Bogota, they a bit higher above sea level, so it's not so hot. Cartagena though is pretty hot as it's a coast, you know. So yeah, Cartagena is pretty nice as well. All cities is really beautiful, but the best place I've been here in Colombia is Guatape. Like it's quite a small village, but there's kind of loads to do, to be honest. As you can go on different tours, you can go hiking in a lake, you know, go to small villages around, and it's just really beautiful. It's really beautiful. Like I was so happy when I got there. Yeah, after all these cities, you know, just something with the nature. It was so awesome, so relaxing, and yeah, and basically then downwards Popayan, that's already towards Ecuador border. Popayan is small, like I don't think there's much to do, to be honest. Maybe there is, I might be wrong. I spent there only 1 day. For me that was enough. I just checked to explore the city. Basically it has some history there as well. And then Ipiales. Ipiales itself I didn't spend much time, as I've heard stories that border towns are not really the best place to spend time, but in Ipiales there's this cathedral, which I don't remember the name now. It's awesome. It's built in a valley over the river, and it's just, well, it's Las Lajas Sanctuary or something like that, and it's awesome. If you go to Ipiales, basically towards Ecuador, by land, you really don't have an excuse to not visit it, in my opinion, as it is a must-see, you know. But transportation, like Colombia is huge, and most of those places you will use night buses, you know, and it's like 15 hours, sometimes 22-hour rides even. Sometimes, that's why I'm saying that it's cheaper actually to fly with a plane. So do you check the prices, because there's airport basically in every major city around Colombia, and it's like 1.5 hour flight. So choose, you know, 15-20 hours in a bus or 1.5 hour flight, and yeah, sometimes it's cheaper, sometimes it's the same, sometimes it's like $5-10 more, you know. So yeah, whatever you want, you know. Like, but if you choose to take a bus, there's this website called I think it's busbot.co, and basically you can check buses time schedules and prices almost for every bus in Colombia. It's pretty good, pretty useful. And if you take night buses, be prepared that they are freezing. They're freezers, take blanket or something, because you're definitely gonna need it. Also interesting thing actually, let's say this website, it offers the option to book a ticket online that I wouldn't recommend because they will charge extra. And also the funny thing is that it like kind of like prices are fixed, but if you go to terminal you actually can barter with them and try to get discount on prices. So if you speak Spanish, for me it doesn't work because I speak no Spanish whatsoever, but if you do, you definitely can try that. And I heard that people get like 20, 25, 30% discount from the price, especially in those routes where there's several companies going, you know. So yeah, they just want to fill their buses. So yeah, that's a possibility. But buses are expensive. Like traveling is expensive in general. Like I understand like 15, 20 hours might seem like a long journey, but 40, 50 euros. I think it's too much. For Colombia it's too much. Here in Ecuador, let's say it's half the price, I think. So yeah, the prices in general, like to eat, you can eat for like 9,000 Colombian pesos. You can find that's cheap. Like in Bogota I found this place where you could eat like these huge mega burger things and sandwiches for 7,500. That's the cheapest I've seen so far. And yeah, but on average like 9,000, 10,000. Some places you might have to spend like 15,000 peso for like a traditional dish, which is basically like beans, rice, some meats, you know, avocado, fried banana. So it's tasty, it's delicious, and well, it's, if you're on a budget, it can kind of get expensive, you know, at a certain point. But if you look around, you will find these cheaper places. And so let's say 3,000 Colombian pesos, that's $1 US, or 3,500 Colombian pesos, that's €1. So do the math yourself, right? Yeah, like to buy products in the shops, you can find cheap like if you can find a place where to eat for 7,000-8,000, it probably will be cheaper to eat out. But if you can't, if everything's like 15,000-20,000 around where you are, and then yeah, you might buy and cook yourself, but it will end up really close to the same price as you would spend eating out, unless of course you eat only boiled rice or pasta, you know, that's always the cheapest option. So if that satisfies you, yeah, go ahead, you know. Yeah, so I think that's all really. Colombia was awesome. That I'm gonna say once again, it's definitely was much more than I expected, and I definitely would recommend people to go and visit Colombia. Definitely, and definitely go to Guatapé. It's awesome. It's beautiful. Yeah, it's an awesome break. So do it. You won't regret it. Yeah. Right. Well, see ya, guys. Thanks for listening to me.